Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is your host Zishan Usmani. I am sitting right now with Skylar. Who is he? What he does? He will explain you himself. So Skylar, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Very few questions. Tell my audience about yourself, who you are, what you do for a living, and answer one simple question in this video. Why there is only one Silicon Valley, and that's in USA? Why we cannot have a Silicon Valley in Pakistan, India, or Middle East? What is the secret sauce? What is the core? So give us your introduction and just answer one question. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Ishan. Excited to be joining the podcast. I guess I'll give you a quick background myself. Been doing venture capital for about 17 years, which is investing in early stage, high growth companies. So we invest in companies that are pre-revenue, pre-product, all the way up through growth stage. And so been doing that for 17 years. Have invested in about 170 companies over that time frame. My background, have been kind of a generalist VC, and we invest globally. So our fund is headquartered here in San Francisco, but we also have headquarters in Hong Kong, as well as in Munich, and we're in the process of now expanding globally across Brazil and Middle East, and more across Asia Pacific. And we are a generalist fund, so we invest in all verticals across consumer, enterprise, fintech, frontier, healthcare, and real estate tech. We also have a real estate private equity fund where we invest in residential, commercial, and industrial real estate. And probably most importantly, we launched Venture University about 5 to 6 years ago, which is a platform for educating people about venture capital and private equity, but also learning by doing, where people join our venture capital fund and they join our real estate private equity fund to make investments, to actually get the learning by actually deploying capital, deal sourcing, doing due diligence. And our core mission is really to disrupt education and to disrupt the future of investments. So that's a little bit about us. And then to answer your question about, why is Silicon Valley so unique to our geography and kind of challenging to have it in other places? I think one is, from a historic perspective, the fact that Silicon Valley, the word silicon comes from creating silicon chips, computer chips. And if you look back to what was historically seen as the first ever venture capital investment, it was in a group called Fairchild Semiconductor. And so it really led the foundation of the semiconductor industry, the computer industry, and it had the talent for everyone that was in the programming space. And so you effectively started building out a network of both investors as well as high-skilled labor that are able to do more technical programming. And so from that, you had this great combination between capital and a foundation of people that actually had the skills for doing tech startups. And so that really has kind of grown over the last, call it the last 60 years. Still an infant asset class, but while other geographies have certainly grown in having venture funds and startup ecosystems, I think what's unique to Silicon Valley is this idea of high risk, high return. I know one of the things that I see often, like in India, is that people are investing in startups, but then they're trying to get out within like 2-3 years, mainly because they're concerned about the ability to actually have a true liquidity event for like M&A and IPO, but they're not in it for the long haul. And I think long term, you need to have a long-term vision for investing in startups and playing it for the long play. You don't want to do venture capital conservatively. And I think a lot of international markets, given that they're already frontier emerging markets, they're used to being as low risk as possible. And that's not how you play the venture game. And so I think there's a cultural difference of just understanding that this is a high risk, high return game, and you only play it if you're going for the 10x to 100x plus. But yeah, thank you so much. Really enjoyed this.
Thank you.